I got to see the Phantom of the Opera,
That's a good
and I
call.
got to go to medieval times, and I didn't know if I wanted to like grow up in joust or if I wanted to be her in
Right,
the Phantom of
right.
the Opera. Like, and I'm like not a soprano, so I've always been mad about that. I was like, I wish I could be a soprano.
Hi, welcome into Shed Talk. I'm your host, Sean, where we have inspirational stories and talk to small business owners all over the country. Also, we get some crazy stories. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
All right, y'all, welcome back in today. Actually, I have something a little different here. I actually have somebody coming in today. They have a lot of knowledge on writing books and so on, and even being an actress. Her name is Andrea DiGiglio, and she is an award-winning actress turned into an author and a screenwriter. She also took home Best Supporting Actress in '09. And now she has a new book coming out, Whiskey and Blood. It drops in September. She got a background in psychology, public health, and multiple certifications and certificates, mental health, and emergency response. She kind of balances all going on, y'all. With no further ado, welcome in, Andrea. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you got a lot going on there. Tell me a little.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this whole being an actress and stuff. How did that all go about?
Oh, being an actress, actually, I always wanted to be an actress, like since I was little.
Right.
I at first wanted to be everything, and then I realized I just wanted to pretend to be everything for a little while. Like I just
Okay.
wanted to do everything for a little while. Jill of all trades sort of thing.
Right.
And I did this comedy play. I've never done comedy, terrified of it. Always did drama.
Right.
Don't Dress for Dinner. And the audition was supposed to be a prep because I was going to audition for Grease. I wanted to play Rizzo.
Okay, I remember that.
And it was their last night of auditions. And so they asked me to wait, and I got the part. And I was like, oh, okay. And I loved it. It was so much fun doing comedy live because you really feed off the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the last show of the season. And they invited me to the award show. I went to be polite. I had no idea I had even been nominated. And they're like, Best Supporting Actress. And I just sat there and went like a deer in headlights. I was like,
oh my
Happy
gosh.
birthday.
Yeah, right, right. Was everybody like looking at you? Were you very surprised that you got it?
I was so surprised. And apparently they were all very excited to see how surprised I was, except for the girl who thought she had it in the bag. But,
So you said was this a play called Don't Dress for Dinner?
That's what the play was called. Yeah, that I
Okay,
did.
what was that a little bit about? How was that experience for you, and how did that shape your career? How did that put you on to your career path?
I think that can I go back one story?
Yeah.
Go
Go ahead.
Okay, so when I was in middle school, I entered a writing competition to go on this trip to Toronto. And I was one of, I think it was like a dozen kids that got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see the Phantom of the Opera. And I got to go to medieval times. And I didn't know if I wanted to like grow up in joust or if I wanted to be her in the Phantom of the Opera. Like, and I'm like not a soprano, so I've always been mad about that. I was like, I wish I could be a soprano. It'd be so different.
Right. Yes.
So when I got that acting award, it was just like another notch that was just like, hey, this is what you're supposed to be sharing stories. Like that's what you're supposed to be doing, like healing people with stories. And at my age, I finally get that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's why my background is a little bit creative and a little bit science.
Okay, yeah. It says also you got a background and a degree in psychology with public health with minors. How does that go? How did all evolve?
I you're gonna be surprised by this, but
Okay.
so I was in the mortuary program at my school, at my university. And
With the dead
I
people? The dead people?
I did not complete the program. It was a 2-year program. I did the first year. And when I left the mortuary program, and the truth is I wanted to help people. I wanted to be a light for them because I had gone through my own mental health issues.
Right.
And grieving is so hard to do. You don't want to, so you fight it the whole way or you ignore it. And I just wanted to be someone that was helpful. And the industry is a little too old school.
Okay.
They have old values, which I respect, but I would have respected them more if it didn't feel like it was all about the money.
Okay.
I couldn't do that. So I switched and I wanted to go into nursing. So I did all my pre-nursing courses, and I couldn't get into the traditional program with how many credits I had. So they suggested that I finish my degree. And they go, hey, you're only 3 semesters away from your psychology degree. Why did you take all these psych classes?
Right.
I was like, oh, why did I take all these psych classes? They were my electives because I enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm pursuing the wrong way again.
Right.
But that's how I ended up with that degree. Just giving myself a chance in different venues and continuing on the path I fit.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back a little bit here. As far as in some of the books that you put together, these are fantasy books.
Yes. My 2 of my 3 series are. My
Okay.
first book series, the Alice Clark series, is a young adult fallen angel urban fantasy.
Okay. Is that up on a website that I can actually pull up and see that one on there?
Well, it is available on Amazon. If you
Let's see
my
here.
name, AndreaDiGiglio.com.
Let's see if we
Also,
got that there. Pull
yeah,
that up here. All right. Can you see that?
AndreaDiGiglio.com. Yeah.
And okay,
Throw in that
there.
name so they can spell it right.
Yeah, there. Yeah, so everybody can actually see that. Andrea, DIGIGLIO.
Okay, so the phonetics, the second G, because it's lowercase, is silent. So it's DGILEO.
Okay, is that Sicilian?
Yes.
Okay.
I am 50% Sicilian
Okay,
and
awesome.
Irish and Scottish.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about these books right here on the website that you got?
Yes, it has been a while, but yes. Alice Clark is a girl trying to figure out who and what she is, and she is trying to navigate college life while angels from heaven are sent to eliminate her.
Oh, that sounds like a movie. It sounds like a kind of movie.
I feel like it could be.
Yeah, right. What about this
Nice
next
little
one?
Netflix run. That is the sequel. I don't want to say too much about when we get into the sequel and the
This is
third book. It's a trilogy, so
okay.
Alice's
So
Sacrifice
okay, it's all tied
and
into that.
Alice's Insurrection is the finale of the series.
The finale right there. And where are these available at right now? On your website?
On my website, AndreaDiGiglio.com.
Okay, there's yours truly down there.
Yep.
And here you go with the series down there. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's good stuff right there. So, like for somebody that's out there listening and they want to know exactly how can I get my books out there? How can I be seen? What can you tell them a little bit about the steps you had to go through to get to the level that you're at right now?
It's a lot of trial and error, and I'll be honest, it's one of the few times I really love social media. I have found a really warm community of indie authors on TikTok,
Okay.
specifically, that are they help each other. So when I was trying to figure out copyright rules, and when you publish books, you have to have something called an ISBN number. But it's like, where do you purchase that? And what do you, how many do you need? And you need one for each format
Okay.
and each edition. And it's like, so I asked the group and they were like, this is where you go. This is how, you can either get one or you can get 10 for a discount. And I find that the author community on there is really great
Okay.
for things you don't know. But for me, I just did a lot of trial and error. I did a lot of research. I tried to query my first book for traditional publishing.
Okay.
And since then, I've been an independent publisher because I get to keep my story mine. I don't have to commercialize it. And I have to, I pay an editor. I have an editor. I have someone who does my covers. I have someone who formats, and I make sure that I am presenting a professional piece. You can't just slap a story together and be like, it's done, put a cover on it and sell it.
Right. It's
That's
not
not
like that.
how the business works, and it doesn't do anybody any favors.
Right. So
not the readers or the authors.
So let me ask you this question: with today's world, how we're going through everything, have you used any AI to assist you or help you out? And how do you feel about AI with this stuff right a little bit?
The easy answer is no. No,
Okay.
I have not used AI. I have a mostly hate relationship with AI. I can appreciate it as a tool if it's used as a tool.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember what we were discussing last time.
Yeah, we were talking about the fact of how AI works, and it's a good tool and give you kind of like a sidekick a little bit, but sometimes it can be taken advantage of to do certain things.
I have a problem with the generative AI, and not just because they pirated two of my books and trained their AI with it, which really gets on my nerves. But
so AI, in your opinion, is that it's beneficial, but also it can be used as trying to be damaging to somebody that has authenticity like you do.
Yes.
Wow.
It scares me what the wrong people will do with it.
Right.
I make jokes in my TikTok lives that, Skynet will hear you, and but it really, it's that we collectively have to use it properly. And I don't have a high faith that we collectively will keep each other responsible to do that.
Yeah.
Some people see nothing wrong with it, but if someone took this video of us and then put it through AI and said, have them say this though.
Right.
That would look like we had a completely different conversation. And that's the part I'm scared of. I don't like that at all.
Yeah. You're 100% correct, because nowadays, some of the stuff that you see out on the internet, you don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
You have no idea if it's real, but there are certain things you kind of got to investigate on the video and listen to the audio and look at the different pictures and see how the person is walking or what the person says, or look at the eyes. And it really does do that. And it's just it's a scary world when it comes to that. What do you think when it comes
to... Why do I have to do that though?
Right.
I shouldn't have to do that.
Right. And I don't know how it's going to evolve one day, but I do have a question for you. Do you think that AI is going to impact authors like yourself one day as a good thing? Do you think how do you think AI will help out authors like yourself in the future, if used correctly, right?
It's such a difficult question. I was like, don't get yourself canceled.
Right.
If I can pull my emotion aside out of it, I feel like as authors, we could use it as a tool for marketing purposes.
Okay. I get that.
I feel like in that sense, we could level ourselves to the playing field.
Okay.
That's the best positive I can do on
Okay.
that.
All right. All right. I get
I
that. I get that.
there's
So,
there's a side war going on TikTok about how if you use M dashes as an author, then readers think that it was written by AI. Like that's proof of AI
wow.
because you used an M dash.
Wow,
So it's a
that's
wild
crazy.
thing going on the internet, and
Right. Well, it's we got to still wait to see what happens with that. Hey, let's talk about your new about your book
yes,
that's dropping in September. Tell us a little bit
yeah,
about that.
whiskey and blood.
Okay.
Ooh, this book has taken me a while, but it is it's considered a dark fantasy.
Okay.
It's a vampire book, and vampires, werewolves, witches. It's got the whole thing. It is centered around Detroit in 1862,
Mhm.
with following our main character Jezebel, who owns a brothel, Eternita Tavern, and she is navigating falling in love with a human and having an old enemy and a new enemy declare war against her and her kind.
Should that sound like a movie? That sound
Well,
like
I have a movie background.
yeah, that sound like a movie right
I
there.
saw it in my head when I was writing it.
What like what inspired you to change something up like that? Like where did you get that from?
I always wanted to write a vampire book. I don't know. I love vampire shows. Like I have True Blood and Vampire Diaries, the originals, like Interview with the Vampire. I mean, Blade. I love vampire stuff. And some people say it's oversaturated market, but I'm like, that's because we love it. The ones who
Right.
love it, love it. And
Right.
so I wanted to write something I enjoyed writing, and I wanted to write characters that I would want to play
I
if it
like
was.
that. I like that. Right, right. So your thoughts and your the process that you had in your mind is like I'm going to have a actor. I mean, I'm going to have a person in my mind that's going to be in my books, a character that I would be okay with playing if they were real life.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I have like I was my own casting director.
Uh-huh.
And I knew exactly what everybody looked like. It makes it easier to describe them and to describe the scene where they were at. I got to go to NOLA, so it was nice. I got to put a little peek in there, and
Yeah.
be accurate to myself. And I also did a ton of research, which sounds weird for a fantasy novel, but I used real life tragedies uh, from the past, like the 1700s, 578 BC. Like I took major events and I, put a vampire spin on them.
I like that. So, got your hands full every day. So, I also
Yes.
seen in here that your fiance has a band. Um,
He just released his album,
okay, what's
Electrogasm, and he had a total of 38 musicians on the album.
wow.
It was a huge piece of work to do.
What's the name of the album? What's the name of it?
Electrogasm.
Electrogasm. Okay. All right,
Okay, this
y'all. Look
one,
it up.
jlebang.com.
jlebang.com. Okay.
Yes.
I have to get him on
It
here
is
to tell me a little bit about that.
oh yeah, I'll make him come on. He'll do it.
Hmm.
um it's a rock and roll, 70s rock and roll, funk, soul. Tasha Owens is on it, Lexi Blue, Corey Storm. There's like all these like really like big like local Detroit musicians, award-winning musicians that are on the album and a part of it. And he's the songwriter and the composer, lyrics,
Nice.
everything. So
Nice.
it has been such a, for me, I'm so excited and proud of him. But like the last year I have watched him just like, pull out his guitar, sitting by the bonfire, working on a song that he just jamming away. I'm sorry, this is my air guitar.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
it's like, and uh, the second song on the album is my song, which
Oh,
is
okay.
really cool for me.
That's
So,
awesome. Awesome. I see, like, putting everything together. You also are a mother as well. You have a son. And I see that you're getting married in August.
yes, we are getting married in August. We have a lot on the table this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Very.
And
Yeah, sometimes we look at each other and we're just like, hug me, I'm so tired.
yeah, right. This every day we got something going on, got something on. You're
We
staying
do.
busy. You're staying
Yeah,
busy.
my 15-year-old
Okay.
is on the unified track team. He's autistic.
Uh-huh.
Um, so that's a really great experience for him. You know, him and peers get to run track. Sometimes it's a little crazy because it's high schoolers, but
Right, right.
yeah. So he's doing that multiple days a week. It's a lot of driving that I wasn't used to doing.
Well, congratulations on him making the team. That's
Thank
so what is your everyday routine? Can you give us a little bit how do you go each day to get through the steps that you want to get through?
Um, it's a lot easier than it used to be.
Okay.
We're a team, so that's like the most important thing, right? Is that if one of us is carrying a little bit of a heavier load, the other one helps, and then
Right.
we have balance. It's give and take. It's never like just half. Like this is your half, this is my half. It's weird. No, we're a team, and that makes everything easier. But the alarm goes off at 5:45 in the morning, and we get up. To be fair, he gets up first and makes coffee because he's
Right.
wonderful. And I get up and I make the kid breakfast, and then we wake the kid up and get him ready for school. He loves school, so that's easy. He's
That's
usually
great.
like ready to go. Um,
That's a blessing.
it so is. And then the day has two ways. It has that he goes out and works, or he's home and we do stuff together. And if he goes out and works, then that's when you find me on TikTok live in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and formatting books, and I work and go live at the same time. So unless
Nice.
I'm writing, because I can't do that. I have to have
Nice.
music and stuff.
Nice. Nice. So, a couple other questions for you. If you could put your life right now, where you're at, into 3 words, what would it be?
Oh my God. Okay. Um, Let me find some good words.
Okay.
Like
Some solid words to describe.
boisterous, just big, and effervescent,
Okay.
and most importantly, peaceful.
Peaceful. I love that for you. I really do. One other question here is that, as you're going through the days and you're actually putting together your dream through these novels that you have, anybody that's out there viewing this right now or listening to it, and they are on the fence about they want to do something like this, what good advice could you give to somebody that is interested in getting on the boat to start writing books?
Oh my God, just start doing it. It's honestly, just do it. It's every time the voice goes, no, just do it. I will jump up from the table to go write down a thought because I just had a scene. Just write it down. I have a little book. Like I have like a little book that I carry around with me to like write, or do a voice note on your phone and just start writing and then put it together and see what you have and keep going. And every time that you think this is garbage and what am I even doing? That is when you keep writing.
Right.
Put it down and start the next day, do it again, because we all feel that. No matter how long we've been doing it, no matter how many books we have out, we will sit there and go, oh, this is garbage. What am I doing?
Right. Right.
So just
Right.
keep writing and keep trying. And you can do anything. You
That's
just can't,
awesome.
as long as you don't quit, you can do anything.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Hey, Andrea, I appreciate you so much for coming on here, giving us a little bit behind the scene of your new book that will be coming out in September, correct?
September, yes.
September. Okay, that's awesome. And we actually have the website. What is one more time for everybody listening out there? What's the name of the website?
AndreaDiGiglio.com.
AndreaDiGiglio.com. And the wedding is coming up soon. You got a lot of good
is.
positive things going on for you, my friend. I appreciate you coming on to the show tonight.
Thanks
I
for
really
having
do.
me.
Thank you so much. And that's another show for y'all here on Shed Talk. Have a good night.